Hi and welcome back to another video of The Simple Stitcher. My name's Emily and this is my YouTube channel, all about cross stitch and whatever else that sort of takes my interest in relation to crafting. So it's been a couple of weeks, about 2 weeks since my last video. I was trying to do them weekly, but I just found you'll have to bear with me because I just found that doing them an update weekly wasn't giving me enough content to make things interesting enough for you guys, and was putting me under a little bit of pressure to get a video done every week. So I'm trying to make sure that I post more regularly and find a bit of balance and a rhythm for myself, and still give you guys plenty, like enough to see and for me to talk about in an update. So at the moment I'm going to try and do a stitching update once a fortnight, and we're going to see how that goes. Yeah, and if I've got enough to talk about and still do an interesting video. So over the last fortnight I have worked on 2 projects. I worked on my trick or treat by the drawn thread, and this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And I'll just pull it off the Q-snap. I'm really pleased with how it's turning out, and this is where I'm up to so far. So since my last update, I think I've put in the moon, come across and done this extra pumpkin, put in the R and the I and the skeleton, and started working on the T. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do because it's trick or and then treat. I'm not sure if I'm going to rip out the or and make it a solid dark color, because I don't know if it's going to be confusing and get lost in the like trick or treat, because it's all the one thread. I'm not sure if it gets lost, so I may pull that out and just make that a black, like a solid color, so it delineates between the trick or treat, between the 3 words. But I'm really enjoying it. I basically picked my own colors because I didn't have the colors that it calls for, and I wanted to use the Trick or Treat by Weeks Dye Works, which I love. It's such a cool thread, so I'm really happy with that, how that's going. It's looking really good. Yeah, so I've been working on that, and it's a really easy stitch to do, so I've been doing a bit of work on that. And the other thing that I worked on this fortnight was I had a new start. I started working on a new Just Nan, the purple Lilla needle tweak by Just Nan. So I'm working on that purple one. These were great. I got the kits off eBay, the 3 of these. So I've already stitched up the pink one and the yellow one, but I haven't finished any of them, and now I'm stitching the purple one. But they came with all the little the Weeks Dye Works and the DMCs and this fabric. So that was nice. So this is where I got to. So I got the pansy in the middle done, and then started doing that. And I just love the Just Nans. I love stitching them up. They're so pretty and they're so easy. Yeah, they're really beautiful little charts, but really liking how that's turning out. So I'll finish that up. So, and that won't take me too long. So that's the stitching that I've got done. I didn't work on any other stitching over the last 2 weeks. Other than that, it was a busy couple of weeks around here. We had AFL Grand Final weekend which was last weekend, and we did a whole lot of working bee stuff around our house. I started putting in some garden beds in our backyard. We went out for Grand Final. We did all sorts of things, and then I also got another cold. I got another cold on Friday afternoon, so I had that all weekend. So didn't get too much stitching done, but we did that. And then this week's been manic at work because the trains have been down from here to Melbourne, and I have had to drive into work every day this week gone, and I've been leaving home at like 5:30 in the morning and getting home at 7:30 at night so that I can get to work on time. And it's been ridiculous. I'm in the car for 2.5 hours each way, so I've done like 5 hours of driving each day to get to work. So by the time I got through it all, I was pretty buggered yesterday, which was Saturday. Today is Sunday. So yeah, things have been pretty manic here with work and that. Today I got out and I did some stitching yesterday, which was nice. And today I got out in the garden and digged some compost into my garden beds and started some more seedlings to go out in the garden over the next, well, it'll be in about 6 weeks or so, 8 weeks. So I did 24 different types of tomatoes, and I've still got more to do, but I ran out of the little stick things. And I did some beetroot, white beetroot and golden beetroot, and some chamomile and snapdragons. But I've still got more sunflowers I want to start, zinnias, marigolds, capsicums, chilies, eggplants. So I've got some cool stuff. So I'm getting all that going. So that's what I've been doing. When I'm not stitching, I've been working in the garden and getting my seeds growing. And I went to a local plant nursery yesterday with my mum, where I got the compost to go in the garden beds to prepare the soil. And I also got a lavender, queen bee, I think it's called, lavender, which I planted in my front garden, which is really, really pretty. So, and we went to the farmer's market Rotary market this morning. And there's a man here that sells bearded irises at the market. And I got 3 more bearded irises from him, and I just love them. So I got a apricot and red one. I got, pale apricot with an orange stamen thing. I got a pale blue dusky grey one, and I got a mustardy gold coloured one. So I'm really excited about them. So that's in addition to about the 9 that I bought last year, which haven't flowered yet, which I'm waiting to flower. So I've been doing lots of gardening stuff and getting some stitching done. Now I did get a little bit of haul off Aussie Stash Unload since my last update, and I've just bought some more charts and sold some more stuff in Aussie Stash Unload, but we've got to finalize all those. That was yesterday and Friday. So when they come in, I will I'll show those. But they were pretty cool for once I actually was on early enough. Normally everything sells really fast on the Aussie Stash Unload, and I just happened to be looking and all these samplers and stuff were still for sale, so I snatched them up and then decided that I couldn't have any more stash without selling some of my own stuff. So I sold a few things through Aussie Stash Unload again, and that was great. Everything bar one chart sold, so I was happy about that, and I got enough money to cover what I purchased, or I will get enough. So it's cool, it's really cool. But previously, in the last couple of weeks, I got on the All on Aussie Stash Unload, I got the Victoria Sampler gingerbread cupcakes for Christmas, which I think are adorable. So cute. I love the Victoria Sampler stuff, but I've never bought it. And it even comes with the little dishes that you put in and all the threads and that. So I just need to get the fabric sorted, and I'll just probably use some of my own coffee tea dyed. So very excited about these. It looks like it's just sort of a satin stitch, and then you sew the ornaments on and stuff them, but just adorable. So I was really pleased with that one. Love this stuff. Beautiful. So I got that. Then I picked up Siren's Tart, Jack's Sweet Shop, which I thought was really pretty, by Plum Street Samplers. It's a mermaid with a little chest and sewing stuff. I like that. I thought that'd be nice and quick to stitch. And I'll try and pick up a tart tin or something that I can put it in and maybe finish it like that, or do something else entirely. I'll see. So I got that. And from the same person, I also picked up Brenda Gervais Mary Mouse, which is cute. So I got that one. Nice little Christmas one to work on. And I picked up this magazine exactly for this front cover. The cat. I love this cross-stitched cat. Now, I don't know. It's got all of the pattern inside, so it's going to be a challenge for me because I'm not a very experienced sewer. But I'm going to give it a pretty damn good shot. So I just love that. I think it's so beautiful. So, and then as a bonus, because I didn't know, in here, in addition to the cat, there is a bunny. So obviously I'm going to give the bunny a go as well. So I love that. So I briefly looked at the instructions. I think what I'm going to have to do is get the fabric, cut the shapes, and then stitch it. But I've got to read through all the instructions because it's a fairly complex, because you've got to stitch it in the shapes in the right spots so that when you put it together, it all works. So I don't know. I'm going to read through the instructions and see how it suggests that you do it. But I just think they're beautiful. So I grabbed this magazine. So if you want that chart, if you like these, they're in the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts March, April 90. If you like this. So I picked that up. So that's the haul that I've got. Not a great deal, but a little bit. Now, I had a question, so a comment from Bet K. And Bet K said, in relation to, so she was referring to my chatelaine, my mushroom fur mandala. She said, I've been eyeing this beautiful pattern for a while now. Any thoughts on fabric color? I was thinking a dark color like forest green or black, but I'm not sure how well some of those stitches would show up. Now, what I did was, so thanks for your comment, Beck. That was, that's a really good question. So I had a look at my chart. Oh, really whacked my head. Had a look at my chart, and I think the only place that you'd really go, you might find most of the colors on here are quite light. So I think 90% of them would show up like really well on like black or dark green. I think the only place you might struggle is if you get enough distinction with the browns that are here. The black borders of these corner sections might blend in a little bit, And then in the corner sections, down in around here, a couple of the mushrooms, the big mushrooms, have got quite dark outlining and stitching. like they use a bit of black and a bit of darker color, and there's a potential that they might get lost on a dark green or a black, but I don't know. But what I did was I had a look, and if you're not already joined the Chatelaine support group, like that's a really good resource because people post photos of their work and what they've done. And I found a lady on there. So if you go into the Chatelaine support group, Beck, and you search Anita Hollister, she's done one on, she did the mushroom and fern mandala, or there's progress pictures on there for the mushroom and fern mandala on chocolate brown, like a chocolate brown. So that would start to give you an idea. Oh, shit. That would start to give you an idea of how you're going to look when you do, if you do the mushroom and fern on a black or dark green. So if you go in, yeah, like I said, so if you go into the group and you search Anita Hollister, she's done it. And then also if you search mushroom and fern mandala, there's a lady that's done it on a dark grey, which looks really, really pretty. And you can still see everything on there really well, like all the stitching and the colours all show up really well. But that would give you an idea of some different colours. And then there's others ones where they've just done it on, like me, on a more neutral sort of fabric. So if you search that, that might help. And then the other thing that you can look for is and I forget what it's called. I think if you go to the Chatelaine website or somewhere else and there's a fabric, hang on. Yeah. So if you go to fabricpure.com and search, you select the artist as Chatelaine Martina Rosenberg, and then you scroll through the charts for the Chatelaine, they've got the mushroom and fern mandala. And then what you can do is you can then select, so what you do is you go to fabricpure.com, you select the pattern, and then you find the mushroom and fern mandala, and then you go across to fabrics, and then you select the dyer, like you could pick whoever you wanted, and then you select the color. And then what it does is it shows you what it would look like, or it gives you an idea of what it would look like if you chose that color fabric. So if you're unsure, I would go to the Chatelaine support group and search for photos of people stitching the mushroom and fern mandala. And secondly, I would go to fabricpure.com and select your chart and then play with fabrics there and see which one you like best, because that will also give you an idea of how it's going to look. So Beck, I hope that answers your question. And anyone else, if you're trying to if you want to stitch a chatelaine and you are trying to select the perfect fabric for it, because it's a big investment, and I think it is, and it's because it's a big piece of fabric, and that will hopefully give you an idea of what to do. So that's it for this update. I don't have any finishes. I've got the 2 projects I worked on, and a couple of purchases. You've got a little life update, and that's it. So thank you for joining me and coming back for a new video, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.